What up, it's your boy Combo to Connect, bringing you IAm303. Bringing you everything exclusive first. Swaggerlady TV Productions, we in here. Stay in tune.
IAm303.com, baby. Check us out.
IAm303, baby.
Yeah, let's get it, man. What's up with you?
Shit, now you know. Same shit, different day.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As you see on the hat, you know what I'm saying? We part of Hustle and Flow Music Group. You know what I'm saying? We out here working, you know what I'm saying? Check on the internet. We got a video with D40. I probably got about 4 other videos out there right now. You know what I'm saying? We just grinding, trying to bring that unity, you know what I'm saying? And bring recognition to these mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? We here, you know what I'm saying? They keep flying over us, but everybody stop in and get some money and to throw a show. So it's just time for them to recognize, you know what I'm saying, the talent that's here. You know, to stop using us for our money and deal with the people that's actually here making things, you know what I'm saying, happen. And then I got my man JR, he got a project coming out, you know what I'm saying, in the first quarter of next year, the news. It's going to, so we expecting it to blow the roof off of things, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, it's coming, man, definitely, man. You know, basically, man, Hustle and Flow's basically out here, man, to make some moves for the city, as well as make a movement with everybody else, and let's show everybody that we're a part of this industry just as well as everybody else, man. That's pretty much it, bro. Let's get together and make it happen, you know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
So where y'all originally from? Y'all from Denver?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Denver, you know what I'm saying? I moved out to Massachusetts, to Boston, probably around 91, and I stayed there from 91 through 95, and I got back in mid-96 in Denver, you know what I'm saying, doing, that's where I started rapping, you know what I'm saying? That's what's been interesting, but you know, because I'm actually from Park Hill, I was born and raised in Denver, and I come back to Denver and I started rapping and getting, you know what I'm saying, that West Coast influence that wasn't out in Massachusetts, you feel me? And then I started to blend the two, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of come together to be something real nice, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a Midwestern accent structured around the East Coast, real East Coast lyrical flow. You know what I'm saying? And that's really where I come from, you know what I'm saying, on the history of how I built my, you know what I'm saying, who I am.
Definitely, and I'm from Los Angeles. I was born there. I was raised right here in Denver, Colorado, you know what I'm saying, the Park Hill area, most of y'all know. You know, basically, man, I started rapping about 1996. Got into the game at a young age, you know what I mean, into the studios and writing, you know what I mean. I started to take it serious around 2000. And, you know, from there, it's just been nothing but, you know, hard work and, you know, just making things pay off, you know what I mean, and, you know, getting into the business structure. So, pretty much, man, you know, just been in this thing for about 14 years, bro, you know, and pretty much the best thing that I could tell everybody is to keep it moving and keep writing, keep making your music, and keep it moving. Pretty much, that's the advice I got.
Right. You know, I mean, we done some traveling, but you know, I just think that it's important to make a name for yourself where you're from, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I show up in the next cat city and I'm telling him I'm the man, check me out, and then he should happen to show up in Denver, do some research in Denver, and nobody knows who I am, then that's a waste of time, you know what I'm saying? And so I just think I think before you start jumping out into the next man's market where he grew up at, doing his thing his whole life, before you jump into that area, you need to make sure that you're really somebody where you at. You know what I'm saying? And you can build a strong foundation. Plus, you know, you got to start getting some money at home because traveling costs. If you away from home and you ain't making no money and you on the road spending money, that's a rough combination.
Right. What about the people that come here? How you feel about that, though?
Well, you know, I mean, you know, I feel as though it's time for, you know, some of those people that consistently come here throughout the years to start giving that back. I mean, Denver, you know, we welcome all the celebrities, all the artists with open arms, and they come in and we do as much as we can to cater to them, and then they get the money and leave. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever seem to grab anybody with them and take them with them, you know, so it's time to, you know, to do that, or we're going to have to, as a state, close that market down. The same way Texas did. Texas got fed up and they just said, we're not buying nothing that ain't Texas. And then after that, the industry came running. So we gotta just recognize that we're in $1 million market And if we close that market down, then the rest of the country's gonna have to recognize. There's too much money here to not recognize.
What about you, Jay? How you feel about that?
Man, pretty much, man, he put the cap on it, you know what I mean? We live in a buyer's market, you know what I mean? So pretty much that's why, you know, the radio's full of a bunch of different music, that pop music. We live in a market where everyone's buying, you know what I'm saying, from every region. So if we capture that region, you know what I'm saying, then we pretty much capture the buyer's market, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to do right here, you know what I mean?
Powerful. Yeah, definitely.
Right, and that's basically what he's saying is, man, you know, just start from your city, expand out, get everybody on it.
Exactly. You know, a nuke starts real small and then it spreads out. So you got to start big and then spread that impact. You know, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to nuke the game.
So did this idea of music start off as a career or a hobby when you first started it?
I mean, I think for everybody, it kind of starts off as a hobby. You know, I started rapping in '92, so I think I was about 12 years old, and I think I started seeing rappers and stuff, and it started off just kind of wondering if I could do it. You know, can I do that too? You know, you see these cats rapping, and you're like, that's cool, I wonder if I can. And then, you know, a lot of people, they get in and they start to write, and they start to try to do their thing, and then they realize, like, you know, some people realize, like, I'm not so hot at this, and they move on, you know what I'm saying? But then there's other people that realize, like, yeah, I can do this, and I do it well. And then after a while, it turns into kind of a passion. And so it's therapy, man. I can murder, I can pillage, plunder, blow shit up. Give me the pen and the pad, and I can do whatever I feel right at that moment. So it's just therapy for how you feel. It's a way to express yourself. And then if you find yourself really capable and you might be able to make some money, then you should pursue that. You know? And if you suck, get out the game because the waters are murky.
And if you're 28 and you just started rapping, stop now and invest in business.
This is something that you know, hip hop has become like the NFL or the NBA, you know what I'm saying? It's only for the elite, highly qualified athletes, you know what I'm saying? It's a league now, you know? And so if you want to play basketball in the NBA, you need to start young. And if you didn't start young and this is a craft that you've been working on for a long time, stay out of it. I mean, even if there is money, you're just gonna ruin the art of it, the craft of it. We gotta respect the craft too, you know?
That's the biggest thing about music, the craft. That's what we're about, music.
Good music.
I mean, if you didn't feel it in the heart, I don't know why you're chasing it anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But nah, what motivates you guys to wake up every day and just, you know what I'm saying, keep pedaling, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing?
Well, you know, truthfully, the reality is I started rapping at a young age, and I always thought, because everybody said I was tight, that I'd have a record deal by 18, 19, and then I thought I'd have a record deal by, you know, 21, 22, and, you know, now it's just to the point where I've dedicated my whole life to this. I've spent crazy dollars trying to, you know what I'm saying, make it happen, and now, you know, it's success or bust for me. I have to make it, or I'm the biggest fool ever. Period. You know, that's where it is. That's it.
But you know, the main thing that really motivates me too, man, is really just, it's really more like a family thing, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we striving for things bigger than it's just this music. Like, once we done with this, man, we got a lot of way more plans than that, you know what I mean? And it really involves our seeds and the people that's following after us, you know what I mean? We setting the road for them to follow. And then once we set that road, you know, they follow behind us and set the road for the next that come along, you know what I mean? So that's really what we be doing right here, is we setting that seed and we letting that tree grow, man.
Create that permanence, you know what I'm saying? When they say that God created man in his own image, it's because it's not about a look thing. It's about the fact that human beings have the ability to create the way he does. You know what I'm saying? You can think of something in your mind and it comes into reality and it's permanent. You know what I'm saying? Some guy thought of a cup 1,000,000 years ago, or he grabbed a skull and put some water in it, and that idea was permanent. It lasted the ages, you know. 1,000,000 years later, we still drink our water from a cup. So that's what we're here to do, is to create something permanent. Oh, that's gonna last longer than us, you know.
Definitely. I mean, every day I wake up, I'm thinking that same shit. You know what I'm saying? What can I do to make a stamp? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to make a stamp?
How can we laugh? How can you? That's what each person is obligated to do, is to try to bring forward something that's permanent, that makes life better for the rest of the people that are gonna live life after them. You know, if you're Albert Einstein, you live forever. You know, if you made the telephone, you live forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people have these ideas. It's crazy what we can do. Somebody was thinking, you know, I want something that floats above the earth that can allow me to make phone calls anywhere. And sure as shit, it's there. It's in reality. That's permanent. That man will be dead and gone 1,000 years and will still be using satellites to make phone calls.
That's true, man. It's always good for education and people to know where that shit came from, too, man.
Exactly. We try to preach that message in our music because it's important for our kids to want to be more than just rappers and stars, because we need scientists and physicists and, you know, the other people that bring things into the world that we need, you know. Everybody can't be a musician. We need people that do the real important stuff, too.
Man, with that being said, where do y'all see yourself in about a few years, you know what I'm saying, with this whole music thing? Do you see yourself big label doing it or own label doing it? I mean, like, how do you feel about it?
Honestly, man, right now, because of the way I've been blessed in the past year and the way things have been working out with us, I see us doing some big things in the next couple of years, man. I don't want to speak too soon or jinx myself, but yeah, I think it's going to be big, real big.
I mean, I be feeling the same way, man. You can't talk on too much, because when you're talking too much, like someone else is listening and just wants to shit on you, you know what I'm saying?
Well, remember, the devil listens too.
That was that song what I was talking
You don't want to tell him your plan. You don't want to tell him your plan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's some real shit. Do y'all own any businesses or anything like that yourselves?
You know, well, yeah, you know, actually, my brother, he owns a construction company and a janitorial service, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we run this company, and it's a full-time job for us. I mean, we're constantly on the internet, traveling, making phone calls, making connects, trying to set up shows, venues. It's a full-time job, you know. And go to hustlandflow.com. You know, all 7 of my albums and all 4 of my mixtapes are available there for sale. I need that. That's how we keep eating, man. Right. Check us out. And you know, that's pretty much for me personally. That's my focus. And then my manager, my brother Cash. You know, the town knows him as Cash. You know, he's got his hands in like 5 different things because he's seriously going. But that helps support what we doing as well. You know, recent. You know, and I'm trying to get into some real estate. Get your hands on some real estate, man. You know, own that land.
Import, export, baby. Import, export, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Remember that, bro.
Metric tons of wheat and rice and stuff. I should charge y'all for this game. You know, just play.
Yeah.
Now, where my money at, man? For real.
What about you, though, JR? What's up?
Man, as far as what? As far as
running the business?
As far as a business, yeah, we actually run a full functioning company. We're shareholders on this company, so basically, man, it's just 3 functioning engines functioning this whole thing, bro. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm just focusing on this one company. We're gonna blow it up, and then we're gonna go on from there. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I'm on, man. Just full-time Culture Vision Media, man.
Right. We DBA is Hustle and Flow. You know what I'm saying? We incorporated 2 years ago, so. You know what I'm saying? We do business as, that's what DBA stands for, doing business as Hustle and Flow. But the actual company is Culture Vision Media, you know what I'm saying? So check us out.
Yeah, I mean, one more time for the viewers out there, how can they check y'all out? Like something that y'all maybe missed or, you know, that you want to repeat again?
You can Google Kevin Pistol, Young JR, Kevin Pistol at Twitter, Hustle and Flow at Facebook, and www.hustleandflow.com.
You can go to my MySpace, it's myspace.com/superior quality. That's SUPERIOR quality. For those who don't know how to spell. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it, bro. You can also check me out on Facebook, bro. Just look me up, Young JR. That's it.
That's what it is. Any shout outs, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the town, to Denver, Colorado, Young Doe, Elite Entertainment, Ugly Ass Entertainment, you know, Nike Low, everybody, the box boys, you know what I'm saying? If you represent the Mile High, shout out, you know what I'm saying, to you. And, you know, let's push this thing on through so we can get these real dollars.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. IAm303.com. This has been an exclusive. Holla at your boy.
You can't stop the shine. Solar eclipse. We been